This is the Rolex Submariner 114,060. The moment I look at it, the first thing I notice is how clean and balanced the dial feels. No date window, no Cyclops bubble, just a classic black face with bold hour markers and hands. In my opinion, that symmetry is a big part of why this model looks so timeless. If you're new to watches, the dial is the round face you read the time on, and removing the date keeps everything lined up. I didn't realize how much I'd appreciate that until I wore it every day. From my experience, the 40mm case lands right in the sweet spot. On paper it's 40, but the broad lugs make it wear a bit larger, almost like a 41 or 42. That took me a couple of days to get used to. It has a stronger presence than thinner vintage cases, yet it still slips under my shirt cuff without getting stuck. The watch feels solid when I pick it up, dense in a good way, without being tiring on the wrist. The steel here is Rolex's Oystersteel, a type of 904L stainless steel. In plain terms, it's tough, resists corrosion, and has a bright sheen that looks different than most regular stainless watches. That shine isn't flashy, just crisp. Key features that stand out to me start with the bezel. That's the rotating ring around the dial. On this Submariner, it's ceramic, which Rolex calls Cerachrome. It resists scratches and fading, and the numerals are filled with platinum, so they keep their contrast over time. The clicks are firm and satisfying, and I use it to time simple things like coffee, a quick workout, or pasta. It's funny how a tool made for diving ends up being useful for tiny everyday tasks. The action is precise, and there's no wobble or softness. I've handled watches where the bezel feels loose or sticky. This one feels dialed in. The bracelet deserves its reputation. It's the Oyster bracelet, which just means a solid 3-link steel bracelet. What makes it special in day-to-day use is the glide lock system inside the clasp. It lets me make small adjustments without tools, up to around 20, so when my wrist changes size during a hot afternoon, I can slide the clasp and get it perfect in seconds. From my experience, this is one of those quality-of-life features you don't think about until you need it. Once you have it, you don't want to give it up. As for readability, the Submariner 114,060 nails it. The markers and hands are filled with chromalite, which is Rolex's blue lume. After a few minutes outside, it glows bright when I step into a dark room. I've checked it late at night and could still read it without squinting. That matters more than I expected, even for simple things like waking up and checking the time without turning on a light. Water resistance is rated to 300 meters, which I won't come close to, but it gives me confidence. I've taken this watch swimming and I've rinsed it after a workout. The crown, the small knob on the side, is a screw-down type and it locks in with solid feedback. I never worry about accidental splashes. When it gets sweaty or picks up fingerprints, a quick rinse and a soft cloth make it look fresh again. Inside the case is the Rolex caliber 3130. That's the automatic movement, the little engine that keeps time and winds itself while I wear it. It has a 48-hour power reserve, so if I put it down after work on Friday and pick it up on Sunday morning, it's usually still running. Some newer movements run longer, but winding the crown a few turns and getting it going again became part of my routine, like pouring coffee. Accuracy has been strong for me, around a second or two per day, which is better than most mechanical watches I've owned. It's a reliable, proven movement, and even though it's not the latest one, I've never had a reason to doubt it. I'll be honest about the downsides. The polished sides of the case and the clasp pick up hairline scratches quickly. After a couple of days of desk work, I could see faint marks. I know some people baby their watches. I'm not that person. Those tiny scuffs feel like a record of my time with it. They don't bother me, and on a tool watch like this, they almost add to the personality. Another small thing, I sometimes miss having a date. When I first wore it, I kept glancing at the dial expecting to see the number. That habit faded after a week. Now I like the uncluttered look so much that I just check my phone when I need the date. On the wrist, it works with pretty much everything I wear. I've paired it with gym clothes, t-shirts, hoodies, and button-downs. It looks appropriate without trying too hard. It's not loud. It gets noticed by people who know watches, and for everyone else, it reads as a clean, classic steel watch. I'm mindful of where I wear it late at night or on crowded public transport. It's recognizably a Rolex, so I use common sense. That hasn't stopped me from enjoying it, but it's part of real ownership today. This model was discontinued in 2020, which means finding one in great condition takes patience or a willingness to pay a premium on the secondary market. If you care about holding value, this reference has a strong track record. In my opinion, that's a bonus, not the main reason to buy it. The reason is that it's simply a great daily companion. It's sturdy, it looks right in more situations than most watches, and it has that satisfying, no-nonsense feel that makes me want to wear it every day. For anyone new to watches, a couple of quick terms in simple language. The bezel is the rotating ring you can use to measure elapsed time. The crown is the little knob you use to set the time and wind the watch. On this one, it screws down to keep water out. The movement is the inner engine that runs the hands and stores power. The power reserve is how long it keeps running off the wrist. The lugs are the arms that connect the case to the bracelet. On this model, they're thicker, which makes the watch look and feel a bit larger. I wish every brand made their terms this easy to understand right out of the box. It's perfect for someone who wants one watch to do almost everything. If you want a steel sports watch you can wear to work, on the weekend, to dinner, and on a quick trip to the pool, this checks the boxes. From my experience, it's also perfect if you're picky about comfort, because the glide lock makes a bigger difference than you might expect. I'd recommend this for first-time Rolex buyers who value classic design, and for owners who have tried trendier pieces and now want something they'll still love in 5 or 10 years. In conclusion, the Submariner 114,060 delivers that mix of utility and elegance that just works. It isn't trying to be flashy, and that's why it stands out. The bezel action is crisp, the bracelet is comfortable, the lume is strong, and the movement is trustworthy. I was unsure about the no-date look at first, but the longer I wear it, the more I appreciate how balanced it feels. Every time I click the bezel or slide the clasp for a micro-adjust, I'm reminded that this watch is built to be used, not just admired. I'll leave the details about the Rolex Submariner 114,060 in the comments for you to check out. See you in the next video.